No, it's really special and it's really cool. I love the feeling of being back in here. I mean, I took math classes in this exact classroom, so at first it was a little weird, but I love it and I feel like I'm giving back to the same community that poured so much into me.
Kirby Forbes is an award-winning math teacher at her alma mater, Lee County High School. She's always had a gift for math, and she credits the certainty of math with a lot of her confidence.
I've always loved math. I think when I was a little kid, I liked the idea of always being able to be right. I always would argue with my brothers about being right, and so I think in a lot of like English classes, sometimes it was kind of, you know, there was a right answer, but then there was also other answers that could also be right, and with math, I liked that it was the right answer every single time.
Forbes' educational journey saw her lured towards some potentially more lucrative careers, but very certain of herself and her calling, she quickly jumped back to pursue her true calling, which is teaching.
My math professors were like, you're so good at math, you could go into computer science, you could go into statistics, there's all these fields you could go into with your math knowledge that you'd make a lot more money. And so I did leave education for one semester and then I hated it, so I went right back. But I always knew the classroom was where I was supposed to be. I mean, I love math and I love doing math, but I like explaining it to other people better.
Just finishing her second year, Forbes was selected as the runner-up for the NC Center for the Advancement of Teaching Beginning Teacher of the Year Award in 2023. She credits the support she received from the district with much of her success, but a huge part of her success has been a passion to serve students soon to be headed towards the workforce in the high school setting.
The math class that I teach is the last required math class before kids leave high school. They go into the work field or into college. So I like that part of the high school. I like that you're kind of the last face they get to see before they make a really life-altering decision about where they're going to go next. Math is hard for a lot of these kids, and so whenever you're that last teacher that they have to have in that field, you really get to make a big impact on what they're going to do next. And so a lot of these kids have hated math their whole life, and if I'm the last ever math teacher they have that gets to change their opinion on that, then like that's huge for me. That's my biggest achievement I've done.
Forbes has felt a distinct difference teaching in a smaller community, and that has contributed to her sense of purpose.
Well, I mean, this is where I grew up. I love it here. I did get away and go to Florida for a couple years, which I loved. I was in Wake County for a little bit, which I loved, but it was very different. And being back in Lee County and getting to make an impact on these children is really important to me because it's the place that I've always been from. I just saw a big difference in the way the students appreciated you. I think at this school specifically, these students really need someone. They need someone that they can trust. They need someone that they feel like loves them. Here in Lee County, and especially in the classroom that I teach in, my students come to me and they need to feel loved. They need to feel supported. And I do that before I ever teach them math.
Despite the challenges of breaking into the profession, she encourages people who feel the calling to teach to give it a full chance, highlighting the sense of satisfaction teachers can receive from helping students reach higher and achieve more than they believed that they could.
So I think the reason that you should become a teacher, if it's your true calling, is because that's something that you know in the bottom of your heart and nobody can take that away from you. If you truly believe the classroom is where you're supposed to be, you'll know. And as soon as you go into the classroom, that feeling that you'll have when you interact with those students, it's not the same as when you're sitting there doing the math yourself. No matter how good you are at math, sitting there solving math problems is never going to be as fulfilling as seeing someone else be able to understand that math that they've never been able to understand their entire life.